Good morning, guys. Today's my birthday. I just turned 20 years old. I don't know if you can hear that screaming in the background, but some couples out here fighting. And I would never let it get to that point, right? I would never have somebody be screaming at me. The moment you scream at me, you're gone. So, that's besides the point. Today I just turned 20 years old, and I'm not a teenager no more. I'm not a kid anymore. We got different problems to think about, different goals. We're in our 20s now. It's crazy to think. And I'm no longer focusing on the things that don't matter. And I've had this mindset for a while now, but now I'm 20 years old now. Let's really put it into practice. I've been putting in the work, thinking about my future, thinking about 5 years from now. Am I putting in the work today? And the answer is yes. Today's my birthday and I'm up at 7 a.m. and I got nothing but work on the agenda today and working out. And then of course seeing my family for a couple hours, But I'm focusing on what truly matters. And sometimes in your environment, you might be in a situation that might be prohibiting you from doing something that you actually like, and it might be bad for your mental health. So you might have to just leave that environment. I could speak about environments that I'm currently in that are so worried about superficial things that don't actually matter, that won't matter in 5 years, but everybody cares about that social aspect and they care about what everybody else thinks. And you can't be that person that's too focused on what everybody else thinks and you're not even worried about yourself. You're not worried about your own well-being. You're too busy talking shit, talking about other people, and that's just not ideal, it's not the way to go. Because while they're talking about you, you're the one putting in the work, and they're not talking to you, but they're talking about you, right? It's like I'm not going to be walking into rooms that if people are talking about me behind my back and they're not talking to me, I don't want anything to do with them. I'm 20 years old now. I'm a grown man. It's different. I'm not worried about that childish stuff. And it's hard when everybody around you is worried about that stuff. And they're not worried. They're not even worried about themselves. They're not even exercising 5 days a week, 6 days a week. They're not even exercising. They're not even taking care of their skin. They're drinking alcohol every night. They're drinking alcohol every other night and getting blacked out drunk and ruining their routine simply because, I'm in this environment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. It's like you're literally staying stuck. You're not even putting in work, but you're gonna talk about other people that are putting in work in a negative way. And it's like the way you talk about other people is a direct representation of you. So many people are so focused on the things that don't matter. Like, are you gonna be good in 5 years? Are you setting yourself up right now to the point where you're gonna be exactly where you want to be? Are you exercising? Are you overweight? Do you not like the way your body looks? Are you working out? Are you on your diet? Me, I'm 20 now. I'm not a child, a kid. Of course, I'm still young, but I'm way too old to be worried about things that don't matter. And a lot of people these days, they could be older than me and they're still worried about things that are so irrelevant. So I say that to just say, be grateful for what you actually have. Like me, I'm very grateful for my health. So I take advantage of that. And I try to make myself the best version of myself by working on my skin, working on my teeth, working on my body, eating right, working on my hair. There's a lot of people that wish they could be functional so they could actually exercise. I got a friend that can't even exercise for 6 months, 4 months. And, exercising is very fun when you have a sport or something. So just be grateful for what you have and don't take things for granted. Put in the work. Don't worry about what other people are doing because it won't really matter. Because it's like, if you doing what you truly like, why are you worried about somebody else's opinion? You can't be worried about their opinion. Their opinion is irrelevant. Lions don't concern My bad. Lions don't concern themselves with sheep. You think a lion cares about what a sheep got to say about him? You think a king cares about what a peasant got to say about him? No. Even if you're not a king yet, you're just in training. You're still putting in the work. You still got the mindset. You can't be letting, you can't be letting other people throw you off. And I made that mistake a long time ago, and definitely never making it again. And if I do, then hey, I guess I'll have to just come back from it. But you can't let other people's limitations determine you. People are gonna say, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this. Or when you first start doing something and you're proud of it, and they're gonna be criticizing you. They're gonna always, like when I first started working out, I document my stuff. So I was putting it on my stories, and bro, people that are not even in shape are talking about fix your form. What? Let me see you run a lap around the track. I'll get you in shape. Man, I'm in 5 times better shape than you, and you're trying to give me advice? Don't take advice from people that aren't doing something. I don't care how much older they are than you. If they're older than you and they're not, if they're older than you and they didn't put in the work that they had all those years to do, if they didn't put in the work and the results don't show, they're not credible to speak on whatever it is they think they're credible on. It doesn't matter if I'm 20 and somebody's 25, I could be more credible in them at something, but they could be more credible than me in other things. So just know what you're actually good at and give advice on that. Don't be giving advice, or don't be taking advice for people that do not know what they're talking about. Like, if you're in a bad situation right now, don't be taking advice from other people that are in the same situation. Go look at somebody that's already where you aspire to be at, and somebody that looks like you, and take notes from them. Take notes from somebody who came from the same struggle that you came from. Take notes from somebody who came from the same environment that you came from, but thrived and left that environment. You have to leave the environment. You can't expect to be great if you are stuck with people that are at the bottom. Eventually you're gonna have to stop hanging out with those people that you call your friends. If they're good friends, obviously keep them around. But if they're just people that you just hang out with but don't actually have goals like you, then you gotta limit the time that you spend with them. That way you can focus on what actually matters and focus on yourself. Yeah, my name is Elias, and I just turned 20 years old. Like the video, and this is for motivational purposes. Man, I always motivate people. People always love hearing my advice. And I might be a young dude, but the work I put in on a daily basis earns my respect. People respect me now. When I was a little bit younger, they didn't really respect me because I was just like everybody else. But nowadays I put in the work that no one else puts in, because I see what I have to do to get where I want to be. And what I have to do is I have to be putting in the work consistently, just so I can get to that position when I'm older. And of course, that advice came from somebody who looks like me, is older than me, and has put in the work that accumulated over time. And now they're in a successful position because they put in the work. So that's who I take my advice from. Somebody who puts in work on a daily basis, because you're not going to get successful in anything you want to do if you're not putting in the work consistently. If you want to lose 40 pounds, you got to put in the work. You got to eat right. You got to exercise. Getting in shape is really easy. You just got to stop being lazy. But, you can do anything you want to do. That's what I noticed. You can do anything you want to do. So, make sure you like the video, and just leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.